It's a harsh truth, but there are people in our lives who seem to take pleasure in creating chaos and causing harm. Think about it for a moment. You could be sharing special moments, trusting someone, only to later discover that they are the very source of your emotional turmoil. Today, we're diving into a subject that's both chilling and fascinating: how to recognize when you're dealing with someone whose intentions are far from good. These individuals may be a colleague, a friend, or even a family member. On the surface, they might appear charming and likable, but beneath that facade lies a darker side, one that's manipulative and self-serving. They're often masters of deception, hiding their true nature behind a mask of charisma. Understanding how to spot the signs of an evil person isn't just an intellectual exercise, it can be life-changing. By recognizing these toxic traits, we can protect our own well-being and create healthier, more positive relationships. The ancient Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, believed in the power of perception, how we view the world, and the importance of living with virtue and wisdom. They understood that recognizing the flaws in others' character helps us protect our own inner peace and strengthens our emotional resilience. Today we're going to explore the 5 telltale signs of someone whose intentions are far from pure, and along the way we'll offer practical strategies for safeguarding your mental health. So, stay with us. This could be a game changer for how you approach toxic people in your life. Before we begin, if you appreciate the content we're creating, I'd love it if you could take a moment to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss the special bonus section at the end of the video, where I'll share a powerful strategy for setting firm boundaries with manipulative individuals. Sign 1. Charm that hides a dark core. The first sign is often the most deceptive: charm. We've all met people who seem to light up a room with their charisma. They're the ones who know exactly what to say to make you feel special and important. At first, it feels like you've made a new best friend. They seem witty, engaging, and genuinely interested in your life. But the Stoics teach us not to be swayed by appearances. We must look beyond the surface and use rational thinking to observe people's true character over time. While this person might initially seem like the life of the party, their behavior might subtly shift when you start paying closer attention. For example, they may always need to be the center of attention, overshadowing others in social settings. When you try to share something about yourself, they quickly redirect the conversation back to them. It's no longer a balanced exchange of ideas, but a one-sided conversation where they dominate everything. In such situations, the Stoic concept of apatheia, a state of being emotionally undisturbed, comes into play. By staying calm and observing the situation without being swept up in their charm, you can begin to see the self-centeredness lurking beneath the surface. Moreover, when things don't go their way, watch how they react. A truly kind person will handle disappointment with grace, but someone who is just playing a role might lash out or get defensive. These reactions reveal a lack of virtue, which is a warning sign that the person isn't who they seem to be. Sign 2. A complete lack of empathy. Another critical sign of a toxic or evil person is a blatant lack of empathy. Empathy is what allows us to connect with others, understand their pain, and celebrate their joy. Without empathy, a person is disconnected from the emotions and needs of those around them. The Stoics valued compassion and believed in the interconnectedness of all human beings. When we fail to show empathy, we break this bond and harm others in the process. Imagine you're confiding in a friend about something deeply personal, perhaps a recent hardship. Instead of offering comfort or understanding, they dismiss your feelings, maybe even mocking your vulnerability. This lack of empathy is not just damaging in moments of distress. It's also evident when they fail to celebrate your successes. A person who cannot empathize with you will undermine your achievements, belittle your successes, or take credit for them. In the workplace, a boss who disregards the well-being of their employees, pushing them to work long hours without consideration for their personal lives, for instance, displays the same callousness. This creates an environment of stress and toxicity where people feel drained and undervalued. In all these cases, the Stoics would advise us to maintain our inner peace and not allow others' lack of empathy to destabilize our emotions. It's essential to protect ourselves from people who are incapable of sharing in our joys or sorrows. Sign 3. The art of manipulation. Manipulation is another powerful indicator of an evil person. Manipulators are experts at twisting reality to suit their needs, often leaving their victims confused, questioning their own perceptions and feeling powerless. A manipulative person will do whatever it takes to control or influence you, whether it's through deceit, guilt-tripping, or other insidious tactics. One of the most common forms of manipulation is gaslighting, when someone deliberately makes you doubt your own memory or perception of events. For instance, if you confront a manipulative friend about something hurtful they've done, they might turn the tables on you, making you feel like you're the one in the wrong. This can shake your confidence and leave you feeling uncertain about your own experiences. Manipulators are also known for playing the victim. They'll guilt you into helping them, using your own sense of kindness and duty against you. They might say things like, "If you were really my friend, you'd do this for me," putting emotional pressure on you to comply. The Stoics warn us against losing clarity in such situations. They believe that we should maintain control over our thoughts and actions, and never allow others to cloud our judgment. If you suspect someone is manipulating you, take a step back and assess their behavior objectively. Are they constantly prioritizing their needs over yours? Do they make you feel guilty or uncertain? Are they isolating you from others, or controlling aspects of your life? These are all warning signs that manipulation is at play. Sign 4. Inconsistent values and double standards. A manipulative or toxic person will often hold others to a different standard than they apply to themselves. They might demand loyalty and honesty from you, while being dishonest or selfish in their own actions. These double standards can leave you feeling confused, as if the rules constantly change, depending on the situation or their needs. The Stoics believed in integrity, that our actions should always reflect our inner values. When someone behaves in a way that contradicts their words, it's a clear sign of a lack of virtue. Pay attention to how they act when they think no one is watching. Their true character is revealed in these moments, not in the performances they put on in front of others. Sign 5. Isolation and control. The final sign to watch for is a tendency to isolate you from others. A manipulative or toxic person might try to create rifts between you and your friends or family, making you more reliant on them for support and validation. This isolation tactic is often used to maintain control over you, making it easier for them to manipulate your thoughts and actions. Another way they may control you is through finances. They might insist on managing all the money in a relationship, limiting your independence and making it harder for you to break free. The Stoics believed in the importance of independence and self-sufficiency, which is why it's crucial to recognize when someone is attempting to manipulate you financially or emotionally. How to protect yourself. Recognizing these signs is only the first step. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control how others behave, we do have control over how we respond. Setting firm boundaries is essential when dealing with toxic individuals. Be clear about what you will and will not tolerate, and communicate those boundaries assertively. Protect your mental and emotional well-being by distancing yourself from anyone who consistently exhibits manipulative, controlling, or harmful behavior. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, and stay tuned for the special bonus section where we'll discuss practical strategies for setting boundaries with toxic people. Remember, your peace of mind is priceless, and you have the power to protect it. Maintaining our inner strength and clarity is essential for protecting ourselves from the toxic effects of manipulation and staying true to our core values. When we remain grounded, we can resist the pressure to conform to others' expectations and assert our own autonomy, even in challenging situations. One of the most apparent signs of a harmful person is their controlling behavior. This goes far beyond simple preferences or idiosyncrasies. It's about someone who seeks to dominate every facet of your life, diminishing your ability to make independent choices. At first, Controlling behavior may appear as concern or care, but underneath, it's driven by a desire for power and control. The Stoics, who valued personal freedom and self-discipline, would view such behavior as fundamentally incompatible with living a virtuous life. Controlling behavior can manifest in numerous ways. You may have a friend who constantly insists on making decisions for you, where to go, what to do, and how to spend your time. While it might seem harmless at first, over time, you'll realize that your opinions are repeatedly dismissed or overridden. They might say things like, "I know what's best for us," or "You'll have more fun if you just follow my lead." This isn't about making decisions together. It's about one person exerting their will over another. In romantic relationships, controlling behavior can become even more insidious. A partner might monitor your every move, demanding constant updates on your whereabouts, or dictating who you can spend time with. They may even go as far as checking your phone, monitoring your messages, or insisting on knowing all your passwords. This kind of surveillance can leave you feeling trapped and anxious, constantly on edge to avoid conflict. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, emphasized the importance of preserving your inner freedom and autonomy, no matter the external pressures. Another form of control can come through financial manipulation. A controlling individual might take charge of all financial decisions, withholding money or only allowing you limited access, leaving you financially dependent on them. They may rationalize their behavior with statements like, "I'm better with money than you are," or "It's easier if I just handle everything." Over time, this can erode your financial independence and make it harder to assert your own choices. The Stoics would have seen this as a form of enslavement that must be resisted. They believed in managing your own resources wisely and in the virtue of self-sufficiency. Isolation is another tactic used by controlling individuals. They might try to cut you off from your friends and family, claiming that they're the only one who truly understands or cares about you. They may criticize your loved ones, saying things like, "Your friends don't really care about you," or "Your family is toxic." Over time, you might find yourself isolated, relying solely on the controlling person for support. The Stoics recognize the importance of community and relationships, viewing isolation as detrimental to both personal growth and well-being. Many controlling people also rely on threats or intimidation to maintain power. They might threaten to leave you, harm themselves, or even cause you harm if you don't comply with their demands. This creates an atmosphere of fear, making it difficult to think clearly or make decisions that are best for you. The Stoics, particularly Seneca, taught that true courage and wisdom come from standing firm against such threats and reclaiming our own power, regardless of external pressures. At its core, controlling behavior is not just about wanting things done a certain way. It's about fundamentally undermining your ability to make your own choices and live your life freely. The Stoics would urge us to recognize such behavior for what it is, an attack on our autonomy and personal freedom, and to resist it with inner strength and clarity. If you find yourself in a relationship with someone who exhibits controlling behavior, it's essential to set firm boundaries and assert your independence. Communicate clearly about your needs, limits, and expectations. Don't hesitate to seek support from others who understand and respect your situation. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control others, we can control our own reactions. By staying grounded in our values and maintaining our inner strength, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and reclaim our right to live freely. Another key sign of a harmful person is pathological lying. Unlike the occasional white lie that most people tell, pathological liars lie habitually, often without any clear reason or purpose. They distort reality, fabricate stories, and manipulate facts to serve their own agenda. This constant dishonesty can undermine trust, erode relationships, and create a web of deceit that is nearly impossible to unravel. Pathological liars often start with small, seemingly inconsequential lies, exaggerating a story to make themselves look better or more interesting. But over time, these lies escalate, covering up mistakes, manipulating others, or fabricating entire histories to gain sympathy or admiration. This constant deception creates confusion, leaving you unsure of what's real and what's fabricated. In a work environment, a pathological liar might exaggerate their qualifications, take credit for others' achievements, or spread rumors to sabotage colleagues. This can create a toxic atmosphere where trust is shattered and people are unsure who to believe. The Stoics would advise us to remain steadfast in our own integrity, not allowing the lies of others to disrupt our peace of mind. Epictetus taught that we should focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions, and not be disturbed by the dishonesty of others. In personal relationships, the damage caused by pathological lying can be even more severe. Imagine being with someone who constantly lies about their whereabouts, their past, or their emotions. This kind of behavior makes you feel insecure, anxious, and constantly questioning your own perceptions. You may find yourself doubting your own memory or instincts, precisely what the liar wants. They thrive on creating instability and confusion to maintain control. The Stoics would remind us to trust our own judgment and not be swayed by manipulative lies. One of the most insidious aspects of pathological lying is that it's often difficult to detect at first. Liars can be incredibly convincing, mixing truth with falsehoods in such a way that it's hard to distinguish between what's real and what's fabricated. This is where the Stoic practice of vigilance becomes essential. We must stay alert, not taking things at face value but seeking the truth through careful observation and reasoning. When confronted with lies, watch for the liar's reaction. Do they become defensive or aggressive? Do they try to shift the blame onto you? Or do they provide a plausible, yet potentially false explanation? A truthful person will admit their mistakes and work to correct them, while a pathological liar will double down, weaving even more intricate layers of deceit. Pathological lying can destroy the very foundation of trust in any relationship. Once trust is broken, it's incredibly difficult to rebuild. You may find yourself constantly suspicious, wondering if you're being lied to again. This creates a toxic cycle of mistrust and resentment. The Stoics believed in cultivating strong, honest relationships, grounded in mutual respect. When faced with a pathological liar, we must decide whether it's worth attempting to rebuild trust or whether it's healthier to distance ourselves from their toxic influence. Setting firm boundaries is essential in protecting yourself from harmful behaviors, whether they be controlling actions or deceitful manipulation. Boundaries help define what you will and will not tolerate in your relationships, ensuring that your mental, emotional, and physical well-being are respected. The Stoics saw boundary setting as vital for maintaining personal integrity and peace of mind. It's important to note that setting boundaries is not about being harsh or unkind. It's about respecting yourself and ensuring that others treat you with respect. The Stoics valued self-respect and living in harmony with our true nature. By clearly communicating your boundaries and standing firm in enforcing them, you not only protect yourself, but also encourage healthier, more respectful interactions with others. Remember, setting boundaries is an ongoing process. As relationships evolve, your boundaries may need to shift, but consistency and clarity are key. When others resist your boundaries, especially those who are used to controlling or manipulating you, the Stoics advise us to stay calm and resolute. Remind yourself that maintaining your boundaries is an essential part of protecting your well-being. In some cases, upholding your boundaries may require making difficult decisions, such as distancing yourself from people who consistently violate them. Though this can be painful, it's necessary to preserve your mental and emotional health. The Stoics, particularly Seneca, taught us to be mindful of the company we keep, understanding that the relationships we nurture profoundly impact our character and happiness. By setting and maintaining boundaries, you affirm your self-worth and commitment to living a virtuous life. This isn't just a defense mechanism, it's a declaration of your values and a crucial step toward protecting your peace and integrity. Always remember, your worth isn't determined by others, but by your own actions and choices. By staying true to yourself and your principles, you can navigate life with strength, wisdom, and authenticity. If you find this video helpful, then hit subscribe button.